Runners are ready whenever we are, so hope starting here shortly. But this is pretty far into the race. We only have a couple more, or in the tournament, we only have 2 more races left to do for this tournament. We got DiegolazoR and halqery. I think this is seed 3 or 4, respectively. Both ready and starting. But yeah, so it looks like Diego has a better race PB so far over halqery, just by like a minute or 2, I think. Diego got a pretty decent time in his last race versus Rob the Gamer, and halqery's only had to do like less, one less race, I believe. If you don't know what Pokemon Rumble is a WiiWare game from 2009. It consists of just playing as little toy Pokemon, run around, beat up Pokemon, and just like try to collect them and beat the Battle Royale. There's 3 difficulties. We're only going to be doing the first one in this category. The speedrunning for the other difficulties didn't really happen for a while in the Rumble speedrunning community. It was pretty much always just doing normal speedruns, and then eventually we'll start doing other categories. This is just beating the first difficulty without any passwords. Passwords are a 8-digit code that you can put into the game that gives you like a specific Pokemon, and some of those Pokemon are really useful and fast. And for this category, we aren't doing that. So we're only working with whatever the game decides to give us, whatever we run into, or whatever decides to drop. So there's a lot more different routing options. Lots of things can happen in these races. We've seen some pretty interesting situations come up already. But now that we're getting towards the top half of the competition, we're going to see some really interesting like plays to be made, some close calls. Part of this is being able to survive as long as possible. If like you only have one Pokemon really that's usable for fighting, it's only you can only really use that one Pokemon. So if you die with that Pokemon, it's usually over if you have nothing else to fight with. We're pretty much going to be trying to get to a certain power at the end of each rank. So there's 4 ranks in the difficulties, C, B, A, and S, and we need a certain power for each of them. So for rank C, it's 100. And what's happening right here is a little tutorial section where this Rattata is kind of running around and goes into the Battle Royale too early. It's only a 29 power Rattata, so it's really weak. It goes into the Battle Royale, and you can no matter what, even if you're using a task, you can't win that Battle Royale. You have to lose it. So we lose the Battle Royale as fast as possible, and then we start this tutorial level here. There's going to be some text boxes that you see. We're going to be like tackling into the text boxes because the text box stops you from moving. But if you tackle at the right time, you can get a little bit further into the level with those tackles. You're also gonna be seeing like cutscenes, kind of, so like animations between each level of like going onto the trampoline and stuff like that. You're gonna see a lot of that kind of stuff, and all of that is going to be avoidable once we get past the tutorial level. So it's just kind of showing you how the game works. And we just have to run through the level as fast as possible. The Pikachu, they did pick up Pikachu, and it's always going to drop. You just pick it up right at the beginning. It makes the ending of this level a little faster. and it's a little stronger Pokemon to use other than the Rattata that we're given. Coming up on the boss fight. So at the end of each stage, there are boss fights, and there's going to be like a big giant Pokemon that we have to fight that has some kind of, you know, it's relatable to the area that you're in. And that also is going to go into go into plan of like routing which stages are the quickest stages to go to. Typically, we're going to be seeing the stages on the right side because those stages are shorter, they have weaker bosses typically, and they also have pretty good Pokemon in them, so we're going to be wanting to go to those stages just because we'll be able to complete the stages quicker. But boss fights are going to be important in terms of what order we do those stages. Sometimes it factors in actually doing the stage versus not doing the stage. We're going to see an instance of that in this rank where this tutorial level does count as a completed level. So we don't have to complete 4 levels in rank C, or 4 stages, sorry. We only have to complete like 2 more after the tutorial level. Both of them hitting the trampoline right at the same time. We got a race. So after the tutorial, everything's unlocked. You can do whatever you want to do. But we're gonna go to this top Windy Prairie level. The reason we're going here is because there's a lot of Pokemon that have moves that are helpful with getting through these levels quick. We want to try and get ideally like a Doduo or a Rattata that's like in the 70s or 80s. Everything else is a little low in power. If we get like a 60 power Pokemon, that's not too bad. Looks like Diego's gonna try using this 44 Doduo, which won't do much damage, but it does have Quick Attack. He did get another Doduo there, so that's good. halqery's Doduo does not have Quick Attack, but we're gonna see 2 different variations of like how to get through these levels fast. Is one of them, there's some moves like Quick Attack that can help with the movement, and then there's also having a fast walk speed and just having optimal movement throughout the level, not killing things if you don't need to. So right now, you're off the bat, we're seeing a little bit of that. Got a Fearow drop on halqery side. That's pretty interesting. Fearow is a pretty fast Pokemon, has a much faster... Okay, so the reason he was swapping into the Fearow, and if you don't mash, there's not like a lot of mashing, actual mashing involved, but there's a lot of like animation skipping and animation fastening in this game. So like you can just skip a lot or make things just go a little faster if you're just mashing or holding a button. So whenever you're winding up a Pokemon, you can make that go a little faster if you're holding, if you press the A button or 1 button, whatever controller you're using, if you press it twice at the right times, it'll like wind up the Pokemon faster. Kind of what Diego just did. Both having a little slow fight, but not bad. halqery also getting Persian, which is very good. Persian's a very, very good Pokemon in this game. It's really, really fast. Has like pretty much the best walking speed in the game, and also has a good move pool. It doesn't have the best move set because this one only has Bite, but Bite is still a fine move. And we're in rank C, so it really doesn't matter as long as it has an attacking move. It should be fine. Power creep and like all that stuff is very prevalent in this game. Once you get to the next rank, it's pretty much like irrelevant whatever you collected in the previous rank. Like yeah, pretty much irrelevant. So whatever you're collecting is just for the rank you're in, and then it just becomes fodder. You can see on Diego's side, the Quick Attack is not bad at all. It's good movement. It gets him fast, gets him like through the level fast, but it causes a lot of lag. And also, since his Doduo isn't that strong, it doesn't kill anything, so it just gives the game more times to hit Pokemon and cause more lag and stuff like that. So it's the only downfall of having Quick Attack on a weaker Pokemon. Quick Attack on Vulpix, that's also an interesting topic. Is Stab is very important in this game, which means same attack or same type attack bonus. So if like a normal type is using a normal type move, it's going to do a little stronger than if a fire type is using a normal type move. So that Vulpix didn't do the best damage, even though it has Quick Attack and it's a little stronger than the other Pokemon he was using. But they're neck and neck here. So now that we've completed 3 stages, we just want to go into a 4th stage that has good Pokemon that we can use for fighting, and just kill everything in sight and try to get something to drop. That is the power that we need. So we need a 100 power Pokemon here. So the equation for all the levels is complete 3 levels and get the power that you need as fast as possible. There's going to be one instance where you don't have to complete 3 levels in order to get the power you need, but it's very rare to get that early 200. It's going to be in the next rank, and it's also hard to take like opportunity on that time save, because you really need to have stuff that's good with fighting going into the battle royales. And if you only have one Pokemon that's 200 power and it's not good with fighting, then you kind of need to get something else. I don't know if Diego's gonna be able to kill this Clefable in time. This is one of the ways you can guarantee a Pokemon drop if you stun it like that, but if you can't kill it in time, it won't drop. Yeah, there's Diego's. Oh, didn't get 100. Looks like halqery got 100 first. So once you get the power that you need, you're gonna see these runners just like take a death, or 3 actually, and they do that because it's faster to save with a Pokemon that you collect. 103 Ekans is not great. It's probably the weakest of the bunch to get. Next to probably Geodude, just because Geodude's really slow. But it should be okay. It usually has Bite. Bite is not a bad move. But once you get the power that you need, it's better to just die, because in order for the game to save the Pokemon that you collect, you either have to die or finish the level. So it's better to just get the Pokemon and die. So this battle royale is not too bad. It's pretty simple one. It's the first level, whatever. I think Diego seems to have a little bit harder. Is going to have a little harder of a chance here in this battle royale, just because his Machop's a little weaker. I think they both have low kick, which is not the best move to have, but it's not bad. Oh, this one has Karate Chop, so it should be fine actually. And I think it's like a 95, so it's pretty much the same thing as having like a low kick Machop, to be honest with you. He might save some time over halqery. Karate Chop's a very good move. Even like later in the run, it's going to be helpful to get. Fighting type moves, or fighting types, normal types, electric types, and like fire types. Flying types are also pretty good too. Those are like a couple types in this game that are just really good. So we're going to see a handful of those. And the reason Karate Chop is better than low kick is just because low kick it depends on like the weight of the Pokemon for how much damage it does. And Karate Chop does not. Dang. He really is on pace to like lap halqery here in this battle royale. Ooh, should be fine here. Okay, yeah. Good job, halqery. We got a solid rank B from both our runners here. Or rank A. C. I know the letters and laugh, but eventually. Alright. So, rinse and repeat of similar context of what we did at the beginning of rank C. We want to try and get Pokemon that are good for movement, so something that has quick attack, something that's fast, and then we want to also get something that can help kill bosses or kill Pokemon in the battle royale. The best situation to get is to get, like, in these first 2 ranks especially, to get quick attack, because quick attack's very good against bosses. They're really big, and quick attack has a lot of hitboxes out, and it typically just does a lot of damage, unless you're just weak. So quick attack's not a bad option. There's also, even at this point, there's a lot of different Pokemon that we can kind of get that will do about the same damage to these bosses in these situations. It just depends on the Pokemon and the moveset it has. The move is actually pretty much just as important as the actual Pokemon in this game. You can have a really good Pokemon, but if it has 2 bad moves, it's really just pointless. Or sometimes you'll see like a Pidgey be better than a Pidgeotto because the Pidgey has better movesets, or has a better moveset than the Pidgeotto. halqery's Pidgey is using is not good, but he's getting through it. Hoping to get another Pokemon here, definitely. Oh, okay. Okay, he's going through it. He's going. I think that's a 93 powered Pidgey. It's not good at all. You typically want to get something that's again like in the 150s. Like you want to have a pretty strong Pokemon right off the bat because it's not hard to get something that's relatively strong in the first stage. But you should be fine here actually. Quick Attack's really good. Since it has stab, it does like a decent amount of damage. Just can't get hit. Not sure why he stopped using Quick Attack. Quick Attack's really good. It also has like super armor, so you can not get knocked away from it. Or like if he uses a move to knock you away, it'll just not knock you away. Diego spent a little bit more time trying to get some Pokemon to drop, but I think he needed it. I don't think he's really getting anything. But as you can see, the damage output's about the same. A little better than the Pidgey, but sticking with Quick Attack helps. So halqery going into Fiery Furnace, I believe Diego is going to go there as well, second. If you go to Eternal Tower, which is the stage we're going to go to after this one, or at least halqery will. Typically that level is where you go if you want to get early 200. So the route will, generally you'll see Windy Prairie, Fiery Furnace, Eternal Tower. But sometimes it's better to go in like Windy Prairie, Eternal Tower, Fiery Furnace, just depending on what Pokemon you get. Not sure if he wanted to go for that second Ponytail, but sometimes Quick Attack like auto aims on Pokemon, so even if you're holding a different direction, if there's a Pokemon there, Quick Attack might go for it. It's not all the time. I don't really know why it's not consistent, but it happens sometimes. But we're seeing the same Quick Attack strat, just a different evolution. Did halqery? I don't think halqery got anything to drop. This is bad if he didn't. I think he did though. Oh, he didn't. halqery, what are you doing? Low kick strats? Okay, low kick strats. Low kick does do a decent amount of damage to bosses because they are big. halqery showing a big, like one of the just like difficult parts of this category though is like when you get caught up and just trying to go fast, trying to get through these levels, sometimes you lose track of the Pokemon that you have, or you sometimes just get unlucky and don't get the Pokemon you need to drop. That happens a lot too. But halqery just kind of was running through these levels and not collecting really anything after that first Pidgey, when that Pidgey is not strong. So really hope he can get something in this next level, because he needs it. It looks like Diego is also having a little bit of a hard time with just getting Pokemon to drop. I think Diego's been trying to get more Pokemon to drop in general, but has just not been as lucky. We'll see if we get any early 200s here. I don't think early 200 would benefit either of these runners. They don't really have good enough Pokemon on them right now to be able to do the Battle Royale with just that one Pokemon. But if it's like a really good 200, then maybe. But typically in Eternal Tower, the only good Pokemon are Kadabra and Electabuzz, which is the boss. So we'll see what happens. Everything else just typically doesn't have the greatest of movesets. And Diego is slowly coming up behind halqery here. Not slowly, really. He's quickly doing it. Any Kadabra? I don't know if I got any Kadabra here. I don't want Kadabra. Alright. Maybe he can get a Kadabra to show up in this fight here. It's not. halqery's having a rough time just getting something to drop. Oh, okay, alright, that's good. He can just take the death here. Yeah. very interesting gameplay we're having to see from both the runners, like just having to adapt to not getting like really anything to work with. It's a really interesting category when you're having to do no resets, honestly. Like this is like one of the first time, actually it really is the first time this game has gotten kind of like a tournament base, like a tournament to like do any kind of whatever with. So it's really cool to have no resets and to see different people and how they react to these situations. No early 200 from either runner, but that's okay. They both got a Kadabra, which is good. It looks like Diego's is a lot stronger, but that's probably fine. So now that they completed their third stage, they're gonna just go back into another stage. It doesn't have to be a stage they haven't completed yet. They can go to any of the stages. We usually go into Fiery Furnace just because those Pokemon are usually really good with fighting. They have good movesets, and we can really work with any of the Pokemon that it gives you: Voltorb, Growlithe, Ponyta, anything. Okay, got that to 100 pretty quickly, and then halqery got it right after him. We got a race here, gamers. We got a race for sure. It's going to start coming down to how they execute these battle royales. The rank A and rank S it's not like a completely different part of the run. Well, it is, but it's not like a completely different gameplay. But it's just a lot harder. The game gets way harder once you get past rank B, especially in these no password settings. Wow, they died at the same time. This is crazy. And I think they both have a Ponyta. What a good race. Love to see it. halqery coming out of retirement of this game to do the tournament because I asked them to. Thank you. And Diego, the host of the tournament, the one that got the ball rolling, did the donations to get the tournament up and going. And we wouldn't be here without Diego. So shout outs to both these runners for getting this far in the tournament and also playing as well as they have. And we got a bite. I'm not sure if his Ponyta just doesn't have the movesets because it might not have a great moveset. But we do have Kadabra on the other side, which is not the best. Ooh, he might get hit by, oh my god, I can't believe he didn't get hit by that. But Kadabra is not the best. It's definitely doable. It's definitely not like super slow or anything like that. But it's just hard to make it optimal because a range attack that doesn't one-shot is just kind of hard to make optimal. That's another factor to look for is like there's certain kind of moves and types that we want to get going into these battle royales. Psychic type is typically not that good. The only type that you want to get, or the only move you really want to get as a Psychic type is Confusion, which he has, but again, it's a range attack, so it's not that good for the battle royale. It's hard to be like optimal and fast. But for this battle royale, there's always going to be bosses in the battle royales. There's usually 3, but in this one there's 4, and you have to kill one of the other bosses to get the last one to show up. So he has to get one of these bosses dead by a certain point. Under the timer is like how many Pokemon are left in the battle royale. You can kind of look at that to give you a better idea of like how much Pokemon left they have to kill and whatnot. halqery taking a death, going into Kadabra is not a bad choice. I'm assuming I didn't really look at the movesets. I didn't get a chance to, but I'm assuming that the Ponyta he got is not good, which is unfortunate because it was a powerful one. 224 is really good. Yeah, Diego saving quite a bit of time on halqery. Not too much. He's definitely. They're definitely close still, but not taking a death there, having a little bit better game plan with Confusion. And also it was a little stronger than the Growlithe, I believe, that halqery was using. I don't know what power that Growlithe was, but it wasn't his 200 power. But he did it. Good job, halqery. Only about less than 30 seconds separate the players, so that can all change just in one stage. Once we get to rank A, as like I said with the difficulty spiking, also certain mechanics aren't as good. Quick attack isn't as valuable in the game now that we're in rank A. since there's more Pokemon and more stages, or more rooms in the stages, it just causes more lag. So you can hit more Pokemon, you can also run into more Pokemon and get hit yourself. So you typically just want to get something that has a good walk speed and has a good move. I always try to go for a Eradicate or a Persian in these situations. But the rank A is really inconsistent with getting Pokemon to drop. So we'll see what happens. Nothing for our runners yet. They're both just running through with their rank B Pokemon. Halqery. Halqery only having 1 life is very spooky. The Aerodactyl has claimed, I believe, three deaths so far. Oh no. Diego not having much to work with here either. He does have all these Persians that he can get maybe, if they're nice to him. I think he got one. Okay, he got one. Should be fine. Okay, yeah. What's the movesets on that? Persian's really good. Ooh, that's actually not a great moveset. Having a non-attacking move is just bad. You pretty much never want a non-attacking move unless it's agility. Or like maybe Swords Dance, but you typically won't get Swords Dance. But agility's good. Okay, so they're both entering at around the same time. Halqery needs to not die, like, at all. So he needs to not get hit by anything else. Run away. That was the quick attack homing thing I was talking about. Ooh, the ancient power attack boost. He should be fine because the Aerodactyl's at so low health. Yeah. Okay, so now Halqery's working from behind. I was afraid that was going to happen, especially with only having 1 life going into Aerodactyl. Aerodactyl, it's not uncommon to die there, but usually you'll have around 2 or 3 lives going into the fight. So that's unfortunate for Halqery. But the power grind can always take a long time. There's always Battle Royale stuff that can happen, so we'll see if Halqery can catch back up. It'll be interesting to see. But Diego's going to go through finish going through rank A. Like I said, the rank is really annoying. There's just not great Pokemon in it overall. So it's not the best to just run through the levels as fast as possible. In rank A, you kind of end up just doing it. There's only one room in Fiery Furnace. It's the room that Diego's in right now, where it's actually worth killing the Pokemon. And then everything else, it's really not worth it. And even so, it was kind of risky for him to go for that, like kill those Pokemon in that room, so he just ran right through it. These Pokemon just don't have great movesets, and it's kind of annoying to deal with. Oh no, Halqery. Did he get anything else? He got a Weeping Bell? Okay. Halqery has let yet another life be claimed in Windy Prairie rank A. I think that's been the biggest run killer this tournament. And I just let this, yeah, and just go into whatever. I think he has a Weeping Bell. If it has Wrap, it's fine. I don't think he knows that Wrap is actually not that bad in this game, but it's not that bad. But that was rough. About a full stage behind Diego. Oh hey, Diego got a Charmeleon with Ember. That's actually not bad. Typically when you get a Charmeleon, it has like Bite, Scratch, Growl, Leer, just bad moves. Actually, it doesn't even usually have Bite. It usually just has like Scratch and Dragon Rage. It's really lame. But he got a Scratch and Ember. That's a good moveset. Halqery's probably going to try and get at least one other thing here. He kind of needs it. But again, there's not too much helpful stuff here. If this room can offer some stuff, maybe. So now that we're in Eternal Tower, this is again a really short stage. We did it in the last rank. It's the shortest stage out of all of them, and it typically has the weakest bosses out of all of the stages as well. In rank C, it does not have the weakest boss. It has one of the strongest ones. That's why we don't go there in rank C. But we go there in all the other ranks. And there's nothing really in here worth getting other than the Kadabras. You can get the Nidoking and Nidoqueens as well. They're not bad, but they're just kind of bulky, and it's not really worth getting them unless you really need something, which I believe Diego kind of does need something, so he might go for them, but might just try toughing it out with what he's got. But halqery's slowly catching up, a little behind him. Should be okay in this boss fight. He has 2 lives. So the later you go to the stages, obviously the more stronger Pokemon are going to get. So that it affects the bosses too. So it's also why we go to Eternal Tower later, because Gengar is really weak anyway. So it's just going to be a quicker fight to do later on than if we were to do Charizard third. So just minor time saves. halqery's quick attack does help. I forgot that he does have quick attack, so that is helping him in like just trying to get through these stages faster, catching up to Diego. This power grind is going to be pretty important. It's one, it's the most inconsistent one, and 2, it's just the next one, obviously. So we'll just see how it goes. Oh, he got it first room, dude. Oh, halqery's going to have to get some pretty good RNG here to keep up the pace with Diego, unless the Clefable doesn't have good moves, but I'm assuming it has a decent move. He usually does have a move that you can use. Alright, double slap, perfect. Diego on a pretty good run here. Hasn't really had any really bad stuff happen. He's gotten all of his powers pretty quickly. Might be on PB pace. I believe, so Diego has a PB. Diego runs on the emulator version. And everyone's running on the emulator for this tournament except for me. I'm running on console. But the emulator and console are separated on the leaderboards. So Diego has a, want to say, 3rd or 4th on the leaderboard. Has a 44, 44, I believe is their PB. And then halqery has a 42 on console, and that was a long time ago. I think their emulator PB is like a 47, something like that. So the skills are about the same with these 2 players. Diego's a lot more in practice than halqery is, I'd say. halqery's kind of just playing the game for the tournament, for the fun, and Diego definitely is like actively playing the game, and was close to emulator world record a couple days ago. So mountain to climb, but not impossible for halqery as well. But it looks like he has a pretty good moveset as well. Pound is not bad. It's weird like hearing all these like basic moves be not terrible or not bad or good. But it's true. Like Fury Swipes is really, really good in this game. You get Fury Swipes, popping bottles. But Diego's gonna double slap his way through this battle royale. Nothing too crazy here, I don't think. He's done playing pretty safe as well. Hopefully halqery can get this power relatively quickly. But Diego making me sound like a liar where I say getting 400 power is hard, but I promise it's inconsistent. A lot of the time you just go to the last room and end up not getting anything. And this battle royale only has 3 bosses instead of 4, so you only have to kill the 3 bosses. You know, you've got to worry about anything else spawning after. Hitting the bot, like hitting anything into the like ring post or whatever you want to call them, does a lot of damage to them. So it's like a nice strat to do if you like have the move to do it. That's why he's like hitting him right towards that. Yeah, look at that. Boom. Okay, halqery got the 400. So not too far behind. once we go to rank S, which is this last rank, the power jump is absolutely bonkers. Everything that we've collected up to this point is pretty much irrelevant in those stages. We really can't use anything. Like we've been seeing, like halqery or Diego use certain Pokemon that are just really weak in the boss fights. That's not a thing in rank S. You just can't do it. It's just not a thing. So we're gonna see him trying to get like at least 1 or 2 Pokemon right off the bat here. And then we're also going to hope that it has agility, because Dodrio and Fearow can both have agility, which is going to make these stages go by really fast. Okay, a Dodrio. I always prefer Dodrio. Dodrio is a little faster, and it's a little stronger as well. I think it has a little worse moveset overall, but it has about the same moveset as Fearow. The way that stats work in this game also is it's a dot system based off of the Pokemon's base stat total for those stats. So it like gets like a range. So if the Pokemon's like under 55 attack, it'll be like 2 dots or whatever the case. So the speed stat is also on a dot system. It just doesn't show up on the game data for some reason. So it's just like in the game's files. So you can kind of tell by what would be on what stat based off of their base stat total for their speed stat, and that's how we know like what Pokemon are also fast, other than obviously just knowing that the Pokemon is fast. But that's one way to like think about it and figure it out. If the Pokemon is fast, it's probably fast. Don't think we got any agility on Diego's side, but he does have some Pokemon. Feather Dance. What is he doing? I don't know why he's going into this Pidgeot. Pidgeot is a lot slower than Fearow and Dodrio. Typically doesn't have the best moveset. But, you know, maybe he's just going for a stroll. Maybe wanted to make sure he didn't die going into the boss fight, possibly. This is one of the... There's been a couple boss fights where the Pokemon, the like minion Pokemon, aren't actually bad to try and kill 1 or 2 of them. But this one has like one of the best ones because it's Aerodactyl, and Aerodactyl has a monstrous move pool. It's really good. It can also get agility. It also means that it can be bad, but typically it has at least one thing that's good. Yeah, I'm not sure why he decided to do that with Pidgeot. I would have just stuck in with Dodrio. But I guess none of his Pokemon really did get anything too great of a... They didn't have like too great of a move or too high of a power, so might have just been the power. But we're out of there. Dragonite is the bulkiest of the bosses that we have to fight, so that's good. It doesn't have a good move, so it's not that it's impossible to die. We've seen some deaths there in this tournament, I believe, but it's pretty easy to just make sure you don't die there if you're being careful. But halqery is joining us in rank S. We'll see what halqery gets in this first stage. And Diego's entering probably the best stage for just like getting Pokemon in rank S, which is Fiery Furnace. Pokemon similar to rank B, it's like the same kind of Pokemon pool, except they also added Charizard, which is a really good Pokemon. I always try to get one if I'm doing runs. They're just really fast and has a really, really good move pool. Okay, he got some Dodrios over there. Ooh, is he gonna go for the Charizard? I think I would. Especially when they're these ones. So in the earlier rooms, if you see like less Pokemon, or if you see like these Charizards, there's only like 3 of them, and they kind of hide in hordes of different Pokemon. It means they're the uncommon Pokemon of that room, and they'll typically be a little stronger or something if you get them to drop. That one wasn't too strong. It was only 505 actually, but it's a rarity. But yeah, he's very nice and smooth when he's for his walking speed and has a lot of good moves. I didn't check this Charizard's moveset. I looked away for a half second, and he was Charizard. We got Dodrio with Quick Attack, okay. Quick Attack in rank S is an option to go faster. It's just scary. Oh, he has Dragon Claw. That's a really good moveset. Charizard is one of those Pokemon that it actually doesn't. I mean, it does matter to have same type attack bonus, but you don't really need it. You don't really worry about it too much with Charizard, just because his move pool is one, so big, and two, he's really strong. And like Dragon Claw, it's obviously it does less than 40 damage per hit, but it has a lot of hitboxes out, and it's really fast, so kind of cancels it out. And it's a big hitbox there with Moltres. He has some backup. Fire Fang is a really good move. And it can burn. That's part of the reason why fire types are really good. They get like the stab bonus is really nice and they can burn it. And most of the moves, or most of the good fire type moves, they're pretty much just like a little quick little karate chop type move. A little swipey. Oh, we got the Dragonite to drop. Okay. halqery about a little over a stage behind Diego. Oh, and he has agility. Okay. Aqua Tail! That's sick! If anyone knows Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail is similar to Quick Attack, where it throws the Pokemon forward, but it does it a little shorter distance, but there's like a big wall of hurt box around you, so it's a little nicer to not get hit by stuff. It's a pretty neat move. One of the password Pokemon uses Aqua Tail, and that's why it was used in passwords for a while. So that's kind of cool. You don't see Aqua Tail very often, but it's very good if you can get it. Okay, we got a Charizard for halqery. halqery's definitely trying to come back here. It's looking pretty close, especially with agility. Agility is such a helpful move in this run. You can get it as early as rank B, but it's really uncommon to get it in rank B. You can get it in rank A though. And if you do, it's quite the time save, especially if you can kill the boss fast. Ooh, Marowak. Okay. Once Diego finishes this level, he'll be able to grind for the 600 power. That's the number he has to get. Don't swap in the middle. Oh yeah, Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail is also really good in boss fights too. Yay, we get to see Aqua Tail. Aqua Tail is so hype. Oh wow, I didn't kill him. Wow. I was surprised that Alakazam lived that. But that's okay. Probably was meant to die there. Self-destruct! Do self-destruct! Do it! Okay, halqery slowly catching up, and he's in the same level right as Diego's finishing it, but he's in the same level. We'll see how long it takes Diego to get the power. Diego's had, honestly, one of the... probably has had... Diego Armando was the runner that got early 200. He got early 200 in his race. So that's really, really lucky. But I think overall, DiegolazoR has had really good luck overall this tournament in terms of getting the power that they need. But we'll see what happens. 600 is also not too hard to get. You can definitely have runs, yeah. You can have runs that take a while to get it. I think halqery had a run that took a while to get it. But typically you can get it in those first 3 rooms. If you don't get it in those first 3 rooms, it's kind of bad. But yeah, Diego got that really quick. We'll see if he decides to buy a move or a Pokemon or something. Oh, Poison Jab is actually not that bad. Fire Spin is not good, but Poison Jab is not bad. Yeah, it's a hit. Zapdos has a really big hitbox. Yeah. Oh, Fire Fang, yeah, that's a good move. He just needs to not get hit by Thunder, really, and he'll be fine. But Diego, I don't believe Diego went and bought anything, so Diego going right into the Battle Royale. Be going sticking with Poison Jab. It's a really big move. You do have a little bit of cooldown, so you can be vulnerable for a little bit after stopping using the move. But the hitbox itself is really, really big, so you can kind of make up for it, as you can see. And the first wave is always the most difficult wave in this Battle Royale for the most part. other than when the bosses show up. So getting past the first wave and like without taking a hit or taking much damage is pretty good. So Diego's definitely doing really good in this battle royale so far. And halqery is starting his 600 grind. I think Diego's just gonna miss his PB, but this is a really, really good run for Diego. This is a similar boss situation as rank B, where there's 4 bosses, but you have to kill one of them to spawn that 4th one. So we got this trio here, and then we have to just kill one of them in order to kill one of them, and also like the rest of the other Pokemon that are around, in order to spawn that last boss. Ooh, going for Zapdos. I usually like to go for Moltres or Articuno just because they're more annoying, but sometimes you're just getting in the groove and the Zapdos is right there and you might as well just go for it. Also opting to kill one of the other birds, that's fair too. Sometimes it just happens like that. I like to leave the Mewtwo alive for a little bit because it does a good amount of damage to the Pokemon that you have to kill. Ooh, okay, good dodge. He has a good situation here. He can pretty much just go for this. Mewtwo, yeah. Woo! That does so much damage hitting him into the wall. They're gonna be finished here very shortly. GG's to Diego. Very, very solid run. That was close to his PB. Alright. GG's to Diego. Moving on in the tournament. It's gonna be losers finals actually, I believe. Yeah. Diego.
Hello.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
That was a solid run.
Yeah, thank you.
I was like, is he gonna PB?
No, that is not a PB.
It was close. It was close.
Ah, close. Yeah. Half minute, I think.
Yeah. So what are your thoughts? Getting to losers finals.
Wow. Like 2 weeks ago, when I lost against you, I thought I was on a poor level. So that's a breath.
Yeah, yeah. You definitely have like come back from that rough race, like whatever. It had some rough RNG in that race, but ever since then you've been on a tear. You really didn't give halqery any time to breathe. halqery only had really one mistake. You guys were neck and neck up until Windy Prairie rank A, and he took a death there. So yeah, it was a really, really good race. And you just had really, like, you had good RNG. It would have been close even without the death.
I think in Windy Prairie, I never have a good beard early.
Yeah.
Good beard early.
You had to really work for your rank A. You just weren't getting anything.
Yeah, that's a walking. I think only in the first Windy Prairie I have a Doduo and nothing else.
Yeah,
a Pidgeotto in rank B.
Yeah, you really only had like a couple things to work with throughout the run. You did a really good job with just managing your Pokemon and dealing with whatever you had. halqery finishing up here is pretty good time. Sub 50. GG's halqery.
Yes.
I think they got the...
I have a lot of luck through that Rapidash with Poison Jab.
Yeah, Poison Jab's sick. You played that really well too. It's very easy to mess up Poison Jab, and you played that like perfectly. That was really good.
Like in my all last runs, I never had a good move with Rapidash.
Yeah,
That
you have.
poison jump was so good.
I was like, is he gonna buy a move? And you didn't. Alright, halqery, you can join in. What's up, Halq?
Hi.
GG's on the race, my guy.
Thank you, thank you.
You guys had a really cool... This was a really good race to watch, for sure. You guys were neck and neck all the way up until the unfortunate rank A situation. But even then, like, you were catching up. You were right behind him to the very end. That was a really good race. How do you
I
feel?
had a pretty nutty fiery furnace in rank S.
Oh,
I
yeah,
did it
yeah,
for,
you
like,
did.
30 seconds.
Agility, man. Agility's super
Agility's
helpful.
broken.
Agility
I
and then getting a Charizard is super fast.
Yeah, but I didn't really get the Charizard. Alright, the Charizard wasn't very strong, so I didn't end up using it that much.
Right.
I considered buying a Pokemon, but I didn't know if I had the time to do that, because I don't really watch the race as I'm doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
But I also thought it was cool when I switched to the Dragonite with
Yeah,
Aquatail
dude.
from
I was
Moltres.
popping off. I was like, dude, it has Aquatail. Aquatail's so good.
I don't know if I would have won anyway, because I lost by 3 minutes, and I don't know how much time I lost from that.
I mean, it honestly, it was really close, man. Like, with the death was pretty unfortunate because you guys were like in the same levels pretty much the entire
Yeah, I'm
time.
saying, if I didn't die, I don't know if I lost 3 minutes from that or not.
Something like that. I will say Diego had like pretty much perfect power luck, other than getting early 200.
You know what? That Windy Prairie was 4 minutes behind my gold, so yeah, probably it mattered.
Yeah, it mattered, but
Oh well.
it was a really good race. Congrats on getting 4th.
Thank you, thank you.
What a gamer! What a gamer!
Mhm.
Coming out of the woodworks.
Yeah. Still working on beating my Obama era PB, but that's okay.
But after this, I think we have the next race already scheduled for Wednesday. It's going to be me and Diego Armando in winner's side of winners or winner finals, and it's going to be at Wednesday at 4 p.m. EST. So that's going to be best of 3. So that's going to be a pretty cool race to watch if you guys can make that out. But yeah, do you guys have anything else to say? I know Diego, you probably wanted to head out to the restreams for the interview.
And I think we don't have a restream. I don't know if we for Portuguese restream or not. I don't know.
I actually didn't check either. I assumed.
Yeah,
But
I was in the middle of a catch 'em all run. I took a break to do this match.
That's hype. Yeah, definitely follow these guys. These guys are the real homies for Diego, like hosting, running, starting up the tournament. halqery doing it because I asked him to, and getting 4th place. What a homie. You guys rock. I appreciate it. But I think we're good for today. I guess unless you have anything else to say.
Thanks for the race, Hulk.
Yeah, thanks for the race. It was really fun. And thanks for hosting the tournament, by the way.
It's all pleasure. And for this game, it's all pleasure.
Yeah, this game's awesome. And if you want to see more of it, I did get this category as well into the Pokemon Speedruns Marathon, which takes place at the end of the month. Yeah.
I see that.
So, yeah, some more showcase of the game. Thank you. But I think there's probably some other stuff happening tonight. And if not, we'll see you guys on Wednesday for the winners finals match.
See you later.
It is. Bye bye.